has a purpose for your season. Come on, look at somebody and say, neighbor, God has a purpose for your season. Look at a third person that no one is left out. Say, neighbor, oh neighbor, God has a purpose for your season. Now give God a praise in this place. I'm so glad that even in the midst of changing seasons, God is still in control. I know many of us have said, like I was as I was shoveling and getting the snow up yesterday, that we would never have thought we would have had a snowless February and the biggest snowstorm of the year in March. But when God is in control, He even controls the seasons. He controls the weather report. He can have it snow one day and rain another. I know many of them have seen it rain on the south side and sunshiny on the east side. Only a God like this can control seasons and weather. And my brothers and sisters, if we are ever going to fulfill all of the purpose that God has for our lives, we've got to understand that all of us are in different seasons of our lives. All of us are in different seasons of our lives. And I just want to encourage somebody tonight and let you know God has everything under control. I don't care what you are experiencing in your life, God has not just some things, but He has everything in control. We find in our text the writer Solomon, and Solomon being one of the pianists, one of the wisest men in the world. And with the wisdom that Solomon had, it did not come overnight. And I just want to encourage somebody tonight, even in the season that you're in, God has given you in your own place wisdom to handle the circumstances, wisdom to handle the trials, wisdom to handle every tribulation that you are experiencing in your life. Yes, nothing is coincidental when it comes to God. God has a specific time and reason for things to happen. And you may not understand it, you may not see it, agree with it, believe it, accept it, flow with it, but it happens for a reason. And what God wanted me to tell you tonight, that there's a purpose for your season. And I believe I'm in the right house tonight because somebody's trying to understand the seasons that they're in their life. They're trying to understand what God is saying to them in this season of their lives. And I just want to let you know you got to hang on in there. God's got a purpose behind your season. Look at what Webster describes purpose as: an aim to oneself. An aim to oneself. An aim simply means to direct to or toward a specific object or goal. See, you can't have purpose if you don't know where you're going. And if you don't have a goal. I don't know about anybody else, but if you want everything and anything that God has for you, you got to know that there's a purpose behind it. And if that's one thing that's going on the inside, and that passion and that desire to be all that God has for you, that's called purpose. And see, every one of us has a purpose for our lives. And most of all, we got a divine purpose for our lives. Somebody say all of us. All of us have a purpose. And my brothers and sisters, nobody's purpose is the same. My purpose is different from your purpose, and your purpose is different from your neighbor's purpose, but all of us have a purpose. And if you may not be a singer, you may not be on the usher board, you may not be a greeter, you may not usher like someone else and greet like someone else, but all of us have purposes, and they all are different. But first we must be comfortable with the purpose that God gave us in our own lives. See, that's one of the greatest challenges that many believers have, being comfortable in the purpose that they do have. That's why I never understood why people say, I want to be like sister so-and-so and brother so-and-so, when you don't even know what sister so-and-so and brother so-and-so had to go through. You don't know the challenges and the trials that they had to go through to get to where they are. Their purpose and their destiny had a different path to where God has them today. But you got to understand that, first of all, you don't know what they had to go through to be who they are right now. Besides that, God spent too much time putting you together for you to be concentrating on being somebody other than who God made you. Look at your neighbor and tell them, be yourself. Come on, look at somebody else and tell them, be yourself. But what I really love about spiritual purpose is it allows you to identify with God's plan for you. It allows you to identify with God's plan for you. But watch this. If you're not in His will, you cannot truly fulfill your true purpose until you can identify with what God's will is for your life. I found out one thing: you can exist, but you won't have purpose. You can exist, but you won't have purpose. God made a divine and dynamic investment in you. And it's up to you to maximize the purpose that God made you for. See, we got to understand that when we understand who our purpose is all about and who proclaimed our purpose, we can purposely do what God has made for us to do. And see, we got to understand that that's why I'm so excited about what I see happening in some believers' lives in this season, because they can now identify with their purpose. They can identify with their destiny. They can identify with what God is trying to do in their lives. You don't just give God a hand clap of praise for your own purpose. See, we got to understand purpose gives you hope. Purpose gives you inspiration. Purpose gives you vision. Purpose gives you desire. And purpose will give you courage to see what the end is going to be. And I don't know who this is for, but you got to have a spirit of consistency when you identify what your purpose really is. You can't stop and start when you identify what your purpose is. You got to keep it moving if you the Lord, you'll jump at that opportunity. When you identify your purpose, you're not looking for cheerleaders. You're not looking for people that's going to always pat you on the back. When you identify your purpose, you go. If you got to go by yourself. Touch your neighbor and tell them, that's what I want from God. My purpose. Now seasons, somebody say seasons. Seasons are what build you up for your purpose. Now that's what seasons do. Seasons build you up for your purpose. Seasons are what build you up for your purpose. I'm about to help at least 20 people right now. You will always, have you always wondered why some folks will have on coats in the summer and summer stuff on in the winter? Have you ever seen people like that? I've always wondered, and they have the wrong stuff on all year round. But what God showed me was this: they were in their wrong season. Let that marinate. When you see people in the winter with summer stuff on, in the summer they got winter, they're in the wrong season. And right now, some of us are spiritually dressed for summer and it's winter. We are spiritually dressed for summer and it's winter. Some of us are having spring-like issues in our lives right now. But God told me to tell you, you still have purpose in your life. Now, God does not want you to have on the wrong attire. He wants you to have on what it takes to take it and to make it. Look at what Psalms 31:15 says. It says, my time or purpose is in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from them that persecute me. I know you want to run and see what God is getting ready to say, but when you look at your divine purpose, trouble will come. When you are experiencing the seasons in your life, people will come and go out of your lives. When you're in the season of your life, you will experience things and you will feel like even in your consciousness that you're the only one going through. But I've come to let you know that God already saw the season that you were in, and He's making a way right now for you to get out of where you are to where He wants you to be. I need somebody to give God some praise in this place. Well, let me just help you right here. You cannot have negative folks around you and achieve your purpose. You cannot have folks plotting and planning around you and achieve your purpose. You cannot have folks telling lies on you and about everybody else and achieve your purpose. You cannot have folks around you and every time you get encouraged, they come with discouragement. You got to change your surroundings in order for you to achieve your purpose in God. You got to understand that everybody that's around you that does not encourage you, they're drawing off of what God has purposed for your life. And we need to always make self-evaluations regularly. Somebody say regularly. We need to regularly make self-evaluations of the people that are around us because they're either drawing us closer to God or they're driving us crazy. And we need to make some conscious decisions of what God's purpose is for our lives. See, God has you in this season for a reason. And some things came easy for you in the spring. And then summer came and you got comfortable, but fall came and you felt a little uneasy. And by the time winter came, you were out of your mind. But God was building you up for the transition of your seasons. How many of y'all feel like you're in a transition of your season? But God is the master weatherman. And His forecast is never wrong for your life. If God says some rain must fall, rest assured that rain is coming. But you will have what you need to get through the storms of your life. But my brothers and sisters, seasons build character in you. Seasons build character in you. I want you to went through in those bad relationships, you wouldn't be able to appreciate a good one when you get one. If you had not went through that bad job situation, when God blesses you with a new job, you don't know how to handle the situations now because of what you went through yesterday. That's why it's got to be a new day in your life. It's got to be a new start in your life. It's got to be a new beginning in your life when you make the choice today. David said, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers them out of them all. Come on, clap your hands in this place. I'm almost finished. We've got to understand that God has a purpose for our seasons because He, first of all, controls the seasons. And I don't care where you are in your life. I don't care who has walked in or who has walked out. God has a divine plan for your life. And all you got to do is stick to the plan. All you got to do is stay in the will of God. All you got to do is learn how to encourage yourself, even when things look bad, even when folks have scandalized your name, even when folks have walked out on you. You got to learn to pat your own self God has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. He knows how much you can bear. He knows how much you can bear. If you can take it, you can make it. But you got to understand that whatever season you're in your life, God has a purpose for you. And this is not the time to give up in the season that you're in. This is not the time to throw in the towel in the season that you're